All right. Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Weird Wayfinder. So, we are in the middle of a lunar eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse right now. Um, I am going to drop this on Friday, which is kind of like at the tail end of it. That's because I wanted to read it while we were in the energy. I mean, nothing is going to literally happen to you at like midnight, overnight tonight anyway. So, whatever is going to happen, whatever this eclipse is bringing in for you, it's going to happen, probably during or after, but like it's fine. I wanted to be in the energy when I did this reading. So here we are. And in uh in the fact that we are doing this around an eclipse, I am using my Moonology Oracle deck as well as some other decks. And I'm just leaving it very open. Like, what do we need to know about what this eclipse is doing for us? What is it ending for us? What does it bring in? What is happening? What do we need to know right now? Because it is a fairly significant eclipse. It's not just like, your old run of the mill lunar eclipse. It is the end of the Virgo Pisces eclipse cycle. It is, wrapping up in a cycle that's been going on for over a decade. So I do feel like it's pretty significant. I feel it in the air right now. I feel like there's could be a ball that drops all of a sudden, like something just lets go. And I don't know how that's going to play out for everybody individually or anything else for that matter. So we're going to see. We're going to see where this takes us. And what do we need to know about what is going on right now? Well, that's appropriate. It says, what do you need to release? What do you need to release? And I do feel like, in a way, we have a choice. We have a choice. We know this eclipse was coming. Is there something in your life that you know that you've been holding on to or that you're waiting to let go of? Are you waiting for a sign that like the universe is like, hey, now's the time, let it go, time to move on? Do you need to let go of a relationship, a job, a situation? You need to release. It's something, a waning moon is like, it's something that has been kind of coming to an end for a while now, and now it's time. Does that literally mean you're going to wake up tomorrow or end this video and be like, okay, it's over? Probably not. Waning is like it's fading away. So this is your sign that it's time to let it go or wrap it up or whatever the case may be. We're here. It's now. And it is kind of big deal, like changing the path of life kind of energy. Not necessarily tower moment, but like, something. I just said not necessarily like a tower moment. However, it does say expect powerful change. And we have this new moon eclipse. I can't make this stuff up. All right. So we did just have a new moon solar eclipse last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, um, which is exactly what this card represents. So is there something that happened since that new moon eclipse? I think it was on the 12th or 13th, something like that. Because these two events might be connected. Now, that is not always the case during eclipse season, that there's a specific event that is connected both starts and ends between those 2 weeks, but that's a possibility for some of you. But also, just whatever this is, I bet has really come to the surface of your attention over the last few weeks. And there's going to be a huge change around it. Now, yes, there might be something you need to be releasing, but also this is giving me like new energy, as in something new is probably coming in. So, like, if you're switching jobs and you've been kind of like, I need to let this job go, but I need to make sure that I am financially secure for the in the future. I can't just like not have a job. This could be a new job opportunity coming in. This could be a new person coming in. This could be a new door opening for you that changes whatever situation you are currently in. Okay. But something big and powerful does not make me, if it feels positive to me. So this feels like the new part of your life that is meant to start taking shape now that you've released whatever it is you've been releasing. So it's not just something is ending, something is beginning, which yes, please. Fiery climax approaches. I just told them it didn't have to be a tower moment universe, but apparently it might be for some of you. Um, that is a pretty big ending, right? That is a big deal ending. Something is going to become very obviously come to an end, is very obviously going to finish up. Like, so maybe you finally say, I'm getting to this is what I'm seeing in my vision. I feel like some of you are finally going to say the thing, whether you're going to stand up for yourself at work and say something to your boss, or you're going to put up some boundaries with some people in your life. You're going to say what you need to the person you're in a relationship with, no matter what it means for the future of the relationship. Like, I feel like something is also, this is only for some of you, but something is also coming out of nowhere. Not necessarily that you don't expect it, but like it comes in faster than you expect. It just like you know it's going to happen, then boom, it happens. You're like, oh, okay, it's here now. Like it's either over or it's coming in now, or like we're switching plans here. Something has changed suddenly. Because I don't know, I'm just looking at the ram's head here, and it's just like sudden impact. Like, but it doesn't necessarily. It doesn't feel like a bad thing. It feels like something speed. Okay, that is really what I'm feeling here is the speed of something. Something happens quickly, possibly something you've waited for or you've been expecting, but it's been taking a while, and then all of a sudden it comes in like a ram, just like bashes the door down. Okay, it's time. Here it is. And conclusions are within reach. Shut up. Shut the front door. Okay, so full moon eclipse. There it is. There she blows. Okay. So I'm not going to pull any more of these cards because it's like, here, that's cards. At least I am going to pull more cards, just not from here. But now we have legit. Okay, the new moon eclipse and then the full moon eclipse. This is our eclipse season right here. Right here. They brought it out for us. Of all those cards, they were like, this is what's happening. So there's definitely some significant life change that if it didn't start since the last eclipse 2 weeks ago, then it's been really brought to the surface of your life for the last 2 weeks. It has become obvious that this is something that is changing in your life, that is ending, beginning, like changing. Something is happening here. All right, let's switch decks because I feel like that's not a surprise during eclipse season, like things that are ending and beginning. I know. Tell me something I don't know. Achievement. As soon as I saw that, I heard like achievement unlocked. Achievement unlocked. Fantastic. So you've leveled up, guys. You've leveled up. No, I'm kidding. Maybe some of you have. Um, it's kind of like a video game reference, achievement unlocked. So you have accomplished something, you have achieved something, you have finished something. Maybe you're the one that's finishing something. Maybe you finished school, maybe you got a promotion, maybe you've been recognized by it for something. I don't know. This could be a spiritual level thing where you have had a period of spiritual growth. You've had an aha moment, and that has really opened up your perspective of the world and your personal abilities and what you can achieve. Okay. So, love that there's a little ram here too. or a goat. I'm not really sure which. Doesn't matter because it's there. I also feel like you're getting a real sense of direction. If you were kind of just going through life and you didn't really have a plan, you didn't have long-term goals, or you really weren't sure where you're going, I feel like that is changing now. I see her with her arrow aimed at the mountain. Like you're finally, you have this goal set, or maybe you did, and maybe you just achieved it. That's a thing for some of you. But I feel like a lot of you, this is like you're getting a sense of direction. You're getting that goal in mind, that vision of the future of where you want to go and where you are headed, and your path is opening up for you. And maybe you've had that goal and now you know how you're going to get there. So, like, a couple of possibilities there for you, but I like it. Achievement unlocked. You have reached the level you needed to be to progress on to the next steps in life. Ooh, I have the Morrigan. He's an interesting character. She's a little feisty. Have you been fighting for something? Because she likes to fight for things. I kind of want. There it is. The yeah, fight. That's exactly the word, the keyword that comes up under her because from what I know about her, she's associated with fighting, with war, prophecy. She's a shapeshifter. It's like you've been fighting for what you want, or you need to. It could be standing up for yourself, finally understanding your worth, your value, and not settling for less, taking bold action towards things. I feel like we are no longer doubting ourselves, no longer doubting our strength, our ability. Like you've had to show a lot of courage in order to achieve an unlocked level up over here. I feel like if she is resonating with you, you have probably been going through some chaos, through some confusion, through some upheaval in your life. Maybe you've been dealing with like a lot of negative things, could be just like a disruptive workplace or, just people in your life, or it could be a really big deal. But the whole point of it was to give you clarity and to teach you how to find your inner strength and to stand up for yourself, to clear the confusion, to clear out the things that didn't belong there, the things that like maybe you thought that's all you could have, or those are the only kind of people that you could be around, but you're like, no, I know at this point I deserve better than this. I deserve a better job than this. I deserve a better environment than this. I feel like you're clearing away limiting beliefs. That's for sure a thing, which might be why you've leveled up over here, achievement unlocked. You might be recognizing some things that were holding you back, like different fears that you had that were getting in your way. Like you were lacking the confidence and courage to like face those fears and make the moves that you needed to move in order to get where you're trying to go. I like that sword that she's got in her hand is giving me like clarity, like the clouds are parting and the light is coming through. You might also be getting information or communication around this that is bringing in that clarity because the hawks around her are kind of, I don't know if they're hawks or ravens. Doesn't really matter. It's giving me a lot of like communication, ideas, thoughts, but that are bringing in this clarity because the sun's coming through. Wow. So I feel like I feel like Badger Kali belongs over here on this fiery climax because her vibe just kind of matches that. And then we have Medusa. They both came out together, so that wasn't on purpose. But Badger Kali is about like destruction and protection and compassion. She's like a warrior goddess, I believe. But in she fights for what's right. Like she doesn't just destroy things willy-nilly. She will destroy things that don't belong, destroy things that are evil in order to preserve what's right. Right? I hope that makes sense. Um, but she's also a very protective kind of spirit. Like she has your back, she's protecting you from things. She's very fierce. She would help you release things that are no longer serving you, things that are working like against your highest good, maybe getting in your way, but also giving me the vibes that you're very protected while you do this. And it's like, finally, I'm getting very finally vibes out of this. Like, finally, we are getting rid of the things that are holding us back as this fiery climax approaches, because that's the card that she's on. I feel like she destroys, she's like the opposite of the Morrigan in a sense, like where the Morrigan kind of brings in the chaos and stuff to kind of help you figure out what's real and what's not, where Kali destroys the chaos and brings clarity, burns away the fog in a way. She helps you face your fears and release things that are blocking you, and she's very protective, like a detox energy, but for like your whole life. I think I kind of like that. We could definitely be going through a sort of detox vibe with the this series of eclipse that we're in right now, and we're finally letting go of a lot of big things and getting to the root and clarity of things so that we can set our targets, aim our target a little bit higher in life here. We also have Medusa, who's also very fierce. Okay. And she's very misunderstood. I know people just think she just like freezes men, but she's always kind of stood as a goddess of that rights the injustices to me because her whole story revolves around a sense of injustice. She was in a way punished slash protected because of her own injustice. She was um I need words that YouTube will allow, like essayed by a man, and that went against her vow of chastity for the goddess that she was worshiping, and she ended up being put on an island, and her is because of it, even though she didn't do anything wrong. So I do have this whole vibe right now of like rights being wronged here because her and Badger Collie both kind of have that energy, standing up for what's right. So you're really correcting some imbalances that have existed in your life up until this point. Maybe your lack of confidence is based off of a series of injustices. Like you've never been treated as you should have been treated. You've never been seen as valuable as you are, but only because you've never turned your vision inward and seen that value in yourself. And now, whatever you've been going through has meant to bring you out the other side of this, realizing how incredible you are, how strong you are, how smart you are, how capable you are. And so now you've had this new achievement unlocked. And you're going to understand what this whole mess was for. And it probably wasn't super messy for everybody, but like it could just be a small area of your life that's been kind of chaotic, that didn't make any sense for a while, that you were not making the progress in that you've been hoping to. And now all of a sudden we're going to understand why all that was going on. I think you're really being called to step into your power and to stop shrinking away and to stop hiding it from the limelight is something I just heard. So like you're meant to be seen, you're meant to be powerful. And I know in our world today that that kind of puts some people off, and some people are afraid to stand in their own power because they're afraid of how other people are going to react. And we can't do that anymore. Very much an energy here around like reclaiming your voice, reclaiming your energy, but also stepping into the more powerful version of yourself, getting a lot of clarity, setting better goals for yourself. I think, though, that the path is opening up for you to be able to set better goals for yourself, like things that you didn't see as even possible for yourself before are now suddenly going to be in the realm of possibilities, and you're going to be able to consider, is that something that I want? Do I want to go after that now? It does feel, I'm not gonna lie, it feels like it's been a little bit messy for most people leading up to this point. We have the Fool. Of course we do, because there's our new beginning. I almost kind of want to put that here, actually. So I'm going to. The new moon, new beginning. Maybe something has already started for you and it just hasn't fully taken shape yet, but it's there. Interesting. Two of Cups. Didn't expect that. All right. So, I mean, that is a new relationship for some people. If that's your story, take it, but that's not usually how I read that. I read that as coming into alignment with ourselves, coming into alignment with our path, with something that is meant to be ours. Could be a person, place, thing, job, situation, career, whatever the case may be for you. Could be with yourself. You could become in alignment with your higher self, which is what is starting you on this new journey. And you're feeling much more powerful and able to like do whatever you want. Maybe you're feeling particularly magical all of a sudden. Like you could just take on the world. I don't know. But I do feel like you are really coming in alignment with yourself and what you were meant to have, who you were meant to be, whatever the case may be. More fire energy. Like it's funny how these piles have kind of distinctly taken on their own little themes because we have like fire, 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 fire. This was all blue since they're like wishy-washy. So like, hello, Queen of Wands. This she's the master manifester. She's very much like I am powerful. I want something, I get something. I want it, there it is. I know I can get whatever I want. And she's very charismatic and she's very confident and she's very like outgoing and she's also very passionate and alive and loving and fun and free and all of the things that this would line up to be. So I do think that you are having a hand in whatever this fiery climax is that is coming. You have been really guided to step into this empowered version of yourself. I feel like that is the word that I want for that pile. You have cleared away the clutter, the old versions of you, the limiting beliefs, the people in your life that don't belong there. And you're like, I know what I want and I can make it happen. And I'm very excited, very alive, very ready to like live life. Loving that. All right, we have Temperance. I love that we have major arcana on both of these eclipse events here. So, our Temperance. I'm not surprised. I love this because we are turning what felt like a very chaotic, messy, confusing situation into clarity, empowerment, achievements, progress, like life path stuff. And that is really the epitome of the alchemy of temperance. We have really gone through, I feel like, a transformative cycle. And maybe for the last little bit, you've been in the middle of that transformation, and that's why it's felt a little bit messy. And now we are coming out the other side. That is what this full moon is telling us is that we have finished this transformation cycle. That is what is happening here. And maybe it's taken, I'm sure that it's taken longer than just the last 2 weeks. It's could have taken the last 10 years, could be the last 6 months. It's going to be different for all of you, but we have really completed this transformation cycle. You are a whole new person compared to whenever this started for you in a much better way. You are much more aligned with yourself. You know who you are. You're connected to your higher self. You are much more empowered and you are ready to start leading this next chapter from a much more authentic, powerful place with clarity and connection to yourself and your path than you've ever had before. I love this for you. I feel like we've all been kind of waiting for this moment. Now, again, you probably won't wake up tomorrow and like, aha, everything has changed. Okay. That's not necessarily how that works. Maybe some of you, if you do, if that happens, let me know because I'd love to know what happens. Like you just wake up and everything. But do you feel like you would feel this coming? You would feel this happening. You would feel like the things in your life start changing. You get those job offers. You move to the place that you want to live. You meet the person. You're walking around much differently. Pay attention to yourself now as you move through your days and see how you've changed. Do you walk differently? Do you carry yourself differently? Do you communicate with people differently? And think about how you used to be. Because I think sometimes recognizing the change in ourselves is part of how we actually embody it. Because we don't realize that how much we've changed until we're like, oh, wow, look how far I've come. Look who I am now. Get to know who you are now. But also, this is happening. This is your sign that like the transformation period is ending and we are stepping into our new beginning, our new life. And what do you want that to look like? And maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't know what comes next. Maybe you just shed a lot of things from your life and now everything is different. You're like, where do I go from here? That is very much the fool energy. Trust yourself and think about what do you want? Because that's the Queen of Wands. What do you want? She gets what she wants. It's time to start creating. It's time to start living again and experiencing things again. And maybe you have to, experiment and play a little bit before you figure out what that means for you. But this is the time to do it. You're in this new space. We have made it. Is this vibe that I'm getting? All right. So if this is resonating with you, share your experiences with me. Leave me some comments. What is happening over there? I would love to hear about it. If this resonates, do all the YouTube things, like the video, subscribe if you're new here, all that fun stuff. And I will see you next time. Until then, stay weird.